welcome back to Late Night Gunpla with Talon Omega. Today we are continuing on with the high grade Zaku 1 sniper version. Yeah, not much to say today. Well, there is something to say. Last Sunday I did not stream. I actually had to concede to myself that I was too sick and I was just too low energy, and so I didn't actually stream last weekend or last Sunday. So after Saturday I kind of left off, but while doing that I have set up my 3D printer to kind of run in the garage again. Got Octoprint hooked up to it, and so I'm gonna show off a little bit of extra stuff that I did to make extra silliness for this build. I have made a pair of Crocs. Now these are supposed to be for the Gundam, but we'll see how they work out with the Zaku. I'll probably see if the foot joint actually goes into it or not. So yeah, little Crocs for the Zaku. We'll see if it works out. I may have to reprint these in resin, because FDM, I think it probably could have good detail. I might just need to use a different filament. I just got in 2 new ones. All the old ones, I've got old filament, at least a year and a half old, and so they probably got quite a bit of moisture into them now. I do have a dehydrator, filament dryer that I might want to run them through and see if that does any better. But yeah, a lot of stringing on this, a lot of detail loss. And again, at least on the yellow, I was using a multicolor silk ink earlier today, that kind of worked out, so we'll see how that might work out that way. Viewer, welcome, thank you for joining. I was just talking about the silliness that I'm doing today. I am making some Zaku, making some Crocs for the Zaku. We'll see if they actually work out or not. Once I actually get around to the feet, I think they might be too small for it. I think these were designed for a high grade RX-78, but we'll see how they look. And I was just saying I might reprint them in a different filament, newer filament. I just got in some black and some gray, so do that, because this is year old filament, and that had been laying around, so it probably needs to be dehydrated. I do have a dehydrator, might do that instead as well. So yes, last week Saturday I completed the rifle. Looks like it still had a bit of the panel line showing on there, but yeah, but most of it kind of seemed to buff out. This one, I was going to redo the eye hole, or the the electronic eye hole, but I couldn't quite get the white inside it, so I may just give that one up and just do the sticker instead. Again, never found the eye for this one. I still need to clean my desk, so who knows where that is. But yes, last Saturday I kind of glued up the arm, so I will probably be doing a lot of sanding. This one, I think what I will do, I will hold off on the sanding and build the other arm so that I can leave that kind of gripped and tightened up together, and then do all the sanding on this arm right now. So let's get into that. Before that, well, let me have a drink of water first. And then, yes, I was going to set the timer for this one to remind me to stop recording, because my camera does that. The overview camera overheats a bit, so we'll see. All right, this goes on the side here, so we need a 7. A 7, there we go. Gonna leave quite a bit of. Actually, did I? No, for this one I won't. I guess I will have to do the filing on that one. Same with these. 41, 42. That's these other ones, yes. 42, yeah. These being parts that will be hidden from the looks of it, yeah. Well, I'm gonna give them the leeway, but probably won't be doing too much filing on that one. 41, 42, and 36, 34. There goes. Same with these. Leaving it to have a little extra, but yes, I've been forgetting to inform you guys. So tonight's music selection for me is again my Pandora box set to a Queen radio station. So that's what I am currently listening to. All right, go back to the God Hands. You know what? Let's just keep doing it this way. Yeah, that's right. Wow, I'm having a hard time holding on to this. Actually, you know what? What's going on here is I'm trying to go a little too fast. Breathe and slow down. So I need to do for myself. I need to remind myself that I am just doing this for me, no one else. That's that one, and the back side too. Alright, so I am sending this one with 400 grit right now. I've got the gamut 400, 600, 800, 10, and 12. 4, 6, 8. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Starting with the 400s. So what I'm also trying to do is just sand in one direction at a time to keep it from scratching up too much. So 400, go to 600 now. Right, wipe it off with my hand, wipe any residue off it. Alright. Yeah, I mean, once the rough 400 is done, I think the rest of them go pretty easily. I think at that point it's pretty much just visually. And right now I'm not seeing too much. So most of these higher grits are kind of just until you feel good with it. Now this one I can personally still see a bit of the sprue, a bit of the nub, but that is, as I've said before, it's not actually a stress mark. It is just the plastic cooling. It's an issue with plastic. The injection molding procedure they do, the rest of it cools a certain way, and then you're being able to see the cross section of it. So what stays in the middle, same with this one, kind of has a little darker color. Alright, so that was 12. No, that was 10. So now we're going to 1200. And this is the last of it. I think I will go with the buffing stick, but the buffing stick will just be steps 2 and 3. I'll skip 1 because 1's a little rough. I think 1 is like 800. So, but otherwise, it makes it nice and shiny. There it goes. Right, back to 2. Alright. So that's that one. So again, this says to put the lower side with one that's lower. See, this is is supposed to be one that's a little higher than the other. Yeah, so it looks like it's that direction. Alright. Third one. Yeah, this one I'll just use the glass file. Because it's straight enough. Problem is, I feel like I can't get these to angle straight enough. I always feel like I round it off a bit when I'm doing it like this. But it does handle the nubs really quick. I am liking glass file for that. This one will go through the 3 steps just to shine it up a bit more. Kind of rough, soft, and then the real buff. Alright. And last side on this one. So I still need to get around and okay, so yeah, this one is on this side. Get around and purchasing the portable airbrush air booth that I want to get. I mean, I figure I got time. Still got quite a bit of building here. Got the legs definitely. I got the backpack to do. So I figure I might have another week or 2 to decide to buy it. Again, that one has that little nub mark, kind of. And again, it's not exactly a nub mark, it's just plastic drying, yeah. kind of drying, not drying, cooling at a kind of different temperature than the rest of it. So it's kind of the cross-sectional effect that you get to see. And again, most of you guys won't see it on the camera. Most people won't see it in real life either, so gotta give myself a bit of grace on that. Because again, no one's actually gonna see all this. Same with this one. Probably just gonna trim this. This here. Just gonna go glass file quickly. Clean the glass file, I think. You are top side. Set that one. Bottom side. The better Led Zeppelin song's playing right now. Immigrant Song. Now, granted, this is my own personal opinion, because Kashmir is pretty good too. But for just for hard, I personally really like Immigrant Song. Alright, I have to call this one. Actually, no. Let's just go a little longer. The camera will cut out on me. It cuts out. No. Alright, good enough. Come on. Alright. There it goes. Alright. Yeah, so done that. Water break time again. Give the camera a second to cool off a bit. Oh yeah, went by the Lego store today. I picked up yet another kit for the Wall of Shame. Wife showed off. They had set up a new kit that they have out, the kind of Earth and Sun kind of rotating machine by Technic. She was like showing it off. I'm like, oh yeah, I picked it up. And she's just really can't hear it. Thank you for letting me know, Bob. Been a while. Let me see. Where's my one? Come on. All right. Here we go. Not that one. I mean, it is, but like I said, I've got a new backlog now of Legos as well. Here we go. Oh, what? Why are you using? No, that shouldn't be that. It should be this one. Device properties. How about? Okay. Alright, it seems to be going a little better now. So you let me know. Bob, I've upped the kind of volume on the microphone, so we'll see if that actually does work. Device properties, let's see what that does. Yeah, that's one I wanted. Yeah, let's see. Alright, well, hopefully I'll just leave it open for myself. Excuse me. Still getting over whatever I had last week. I didn't actually stream last Sunday because I admitted to myself that I was sick, and so I kind of rested. I went to sleep an hour earlier. Yeah. This kit I started trying to use some extra little things. I tried to use the holographic kind of pens on it, but yeah, it's kind of hard to see it. Yeah, it worked out well in this one. I had done the eye. I didn't like it. Decided to wipe it, and I was going to use another one, but I was as I was trying to hold the piece with the tweezer, it went flying. Thought I heard it land somewhere on the table, but I haven't been able to find it yet. I've been meaning to kind of tear the table apart and kind of clean it, see if I can find it there, but I haven't yet. So that's where we are right now. All right, let's get back to this. Get back to working on this one. Just want to make sure. Yeah, we'll go over shoulder. So, yeah. That's this one. So this way, yeah. Right. Don't want to make the same mistake that I did originally with the leg for our little mascot for Nipako, which caused me to break the leg and not be able to fully complete her until earlier this year, when a friend who had gone to Japan for a while was able to get me the replacement part. So I think this one. Yeah, okay. Looks like it's that one instead. Alright. So then, as I was saying, I was going to be building the arm today, and then I'm going to be doing all the sanding on this arm just to get that part kind of started and going. We'll see, because I figured that'll be longer. But yeah, the piece went flying, and I'm sure it's somewhere over here because I heard it fall on the table. I've torn apart the floor around that side of the table. I haven't seen it, so I'm guessing it's still on the table, but it's up here somewhere. So yeah, need to kind of look for that. You missed it, Bob, but I was kind of talking about printed out some little Crocs for the Zaku. We'll see if they actually fit on it. These were kind of more designed for the RX-78 high grade, so we'll see if they fit. I think they might be too small for the Zaku, so it won't be really balanced. But we'll see. Alright, so A17 and 16. These two. Alright. Wait. Come back here. Did I start you? Yeah, okay. Get paranoid because I've done it multiple times already, where I forget to start the clock and then, you know, it stops recording and I'm still sending or doing whatever little thing I'm doing. So P polycap I. And polycaps, I usually just roll them off because the polycaps are right in the middle. No one's actually going to see. This one, on the other hand, let me see where'd you go. So get rid of this one and these two, just because I can. Right. Then we'll go with the sanding sponges that I made. actually. Yeah. I don't know if I'm actually going to do... Oh, well, I'll at least do this part right now. Just because I've started it. This one as well. Again, just because I have started it. But... Well, try not to round it off too much. Yeah, probably going the wrong direction. There we go. That would probably be better. Alright, I think that's the most I'm going to do with that. So yeah, it says round part inside. Ooh, come on. Alright. Oh, that's right. Ooh. Ooh, that's probably not good. Definitely going to cause stress mark. Ooh. Just trying to open it enough to... There it goes, yeah. To get the extra thin cement in there. And yeah, actually, I can probably take you guys off right now, because I'll be using them on this next one. Definitely will be using them on this one. Wait. Okay, so I'm going to just hold this one for a little longer. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Not gonna leave my fingerprints all over this one as well. Really? Yeah. I screwed up again. Because that's right. This one again. I'll try to do it this way as well, like I did with the other one. Trying to get the glue to not stick to this one. So okay. Alright, so that's that one. Alright, and then I need B, C, D, that's right. That's right, this one's gonna have these two, which then I'm gonna cement together. Alright. And 4 and 5. Yeah, these two. And then I'll try to leave enough. Alright. Just gonna do that. And then polycap, which one? H. So time to pause here. Make sure, yeah, that's paused. Hydration break again. I mean, talking of backlog, because I was reminded of it earlier today, newest kit that I want to pick up from Witcher Mercury, which isn't actually a Gundam. I want to get Choo-Choo. I need to, at some point, find the opportunity to either go to Jungle or go to Frankenson's and see if either of those places has it. I know I'm going to be paying a premium. Jungle I might not, but I think ABC Toys I probably will, just because that's kind of the cost of doing business there. So I'm expecting that. But I want to get Choo-Choo just because she's best girl of Witch of Mercury. I've got 2 other kits of best girl from Build Fighters, Gyanko. So, you know, I'm going to be picking, I want to, again, try to go pick up, I've got the Rikdom, and what was the other, the Hyper Gyanko. So I need to get those out of the way and built. Alright. Yeah, I wonder how much fingerprints I have left on this one. Alright. Alright, so you still kind of rotate freely. You seem to have left quite a bit of wiggle room, so yeah. Alright. Tape came off pretty well. Toss that tape. Alright. So let's get back to it. Make sure you're recording. I like leaving it in overview. Alright. You guys. Yeah, so definitely gonna get these guys. Four, 6. I don't think I need to do too much, but I feel like, yeah, rounding that out. I'm not rounding that out. Probably smoothing that more than I really want to. This one, let's just get that. Four, 6. Alright, 8. This one is also going to be glued together, but at least there's no piece that goes between them. Well, I mean, there's kind of that piece that goes between them, but nothing that I'll have to remember. Not like the next one, which is the forearm, the bottom part of the forearm here, that does require me to remember it. Alright. Yeah. Still need to make it out to Harbor Freight to pick up a couple of different clamps, because I swear these suck. These shouldn't be shifting around as much as they do. They're rather annoying. Alright. Alright. That's a maybe. I mean, these are at least, yeah, this one's newer. These, I feel, have been out in the sun, so, well, but they were kind of closed, so might need to still do that anyway. But yeah, that might be a plan. Kind of worry about doing it that way, because, you know, the risk of damaging. But no, you know what? That's probably something to consider. Actually, that's right. Let's do this one this way. Let you hold that right there. Alright, and then you goes. Yeah, this way. There goes. What the heck? All right. This is. Why? Oh, that's why. All right. Just tighten that one now. Like that. See? That's what I need to do. Got to kind of handle this. That's right. Yeah, there it goes. That's what was missing. Speaking of sanding. Actually, yeah, let's just continue using this because right, that's what it was. So, yeah, I liked the Choo Choo doll, or like the Choo Choo model that when I saw it. So, probably gonna try to get that one and add to the pile. So, yeah, the pile that I have on the picture, and to which I've added like 10 new ones since then. So, yeah, the pile just keeps growing. Homemade kind of buffing sponges, or not buffing sponges, but you know, sanding sponges. Got some kind of makeup sponges and glued the sanding strips to them. Problem is, at least on this one, 400 doesn't seem to be very good, or it didn't stick too well, but it's doing the job. 400 just needs to be rough and help get rid of some of that. That's what was kind of keeping it from also getting on smoothly, because I was forgetting it. Yeah. But yeah, the idea with this one is I want to try painting it. I'm trying to figure out, like, well, I think I'm just going to try a couple different techniques. I know definitely want to use the Gunpla marker airbrush for it. So that's one of the ideas, just kind of see the airbrush markers, maybe chromes, silvers, just to kind of try out techniques, which is the idea with a lot of these HG kits. Particularly this one was a gift from someone, so it's not really near and dear to my heart. So I don't mind doing it too much, and it's also getting myself out of my comfort zone, because I know part of me is like on the correctness. It has to look right, it has to have a theme, it has to whatever, it has to, fit. And again, reminding myself that the idea with these high grade kits was just to experiment. And so let's experiment. There it goes. That. All right. Try not to get in too much. Again, this one's going to be another little difficult part, because there it goes. Alright, well, I think I'll just let the camera run out while I'm holding it and reposition the clips on it in a bit. Let's see. Yeah, that stopped recording. Alright, so I think that's done with the ultra thin. Generally done with this. Alright, so this was last Saturday's work. We'll see how much of it I can get rid of. Definitely think I'll get rid of that panel line. But yeah, I had done the tape thing as well to try to keep this joint separate so that it can still rotate. Okay, that still seems to work. So yeah, we'll do that. Alright. And we'll see how much of it actually got taken care of. So yeah. Alright. Yeah, we're about 50 minutes in. So probably won't need you. I'm gonna need the God hands. Might not use this one as much. I think I'll probably keep using the sanding sponges, as I'm calling them, just because I don't know. I feel like for curved pieces, it doesn't do very well. Ooh, well, and really gonna have to be careful with this and not sand too much. You can see there's a bit of a seam, well, not just a seam, but extra little detail there that I'll have to try to make sure I sand around it. But yeah, on that arm there, and this one same. It seems to have a bit of a pen line there. I'll have to scribe it, make sure, but then also not lose too much of the definition here either. And yeah, I've left my fingerprint on there already, which is what I kind of worried about. But yeah, all right, let's get back to it. Are you? Did you run out of memory? Is that what you're doing? Alright, well, just gonna have to roll with that, not record this. Really wanted to have a kind of final making of video, but it looks like it just doesn't want to happen. Alright, so actually I do still need this. And doing it this way, kind of have the pieces that are going to be together to trim them until after I'm done, so that it kind of remains smooth together. These, I kind of did it separately earlier, but yeah. Let's do that one. Let's protect that bottom part with my nail. And a lot of effort for a piece that generally may not be seen, but I want to do it. Again, I'm trying not to do that. So, I'm going to do, I'll put some tape on it to protect it of the sanding. I think I'm going to do it that way. Yeah. I think that'll protect it well enough. Alright. So we'll see how that works. I think that should work. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it is. Alright. 6, 8. 10. Actually, open up. All right. And then 12. Redo the 4, just rough, just saw, Now 8, again, just kind of lightly, not much, just to kind of continue smoothing it out. 10, 8, no, that was 8, 8, 10, and then 12. And after that, skipping step 1, but at least go. Alright, so now tops. Again. Trying to just do it in one direction at a time. Definitely gonna have to get the sides as well, and I do kind of make sure it keeps that definition. Just that one kind of piece, one little part that doesn't want to get sanded. Wow, really? There it goes. Right. So now, also can do sides, try to not have them too rounded off. Okay. Okay, that's pretty well. Alright, that seems to have done it. Alright, so now 600 sanding on that top part. Again, not gonna go too much because really the 400 is the big deal, at least for me. I think all the rest of these are just kind of getting the rest of the edge off and just kind of smoothing and buffing at that point. So all the rest of these don't get too much kind of material off. At least for me, the 400 is the important one. All the rest of these, like I said, are just kind of smoothing and polishing. Definitely with the buffing stick. Which is, at least when I'm doing all the rest of those, I skip the sanding rough with step 1. Go straight to 2 and 3. Because it just make it pretty. Okay. So there's another one. Just trying to get the num mark off for sure, but to see if the panel line also, well, not panel line, at least the seam line, there we go, that's the word I'm looking for, the seam line gets taken care of. So again, 400's the important one here. Knock off as much of the material as possible and get it all kind of even. So I'm just trying to make sure I get that as smooth and even. Looks like there's still some kind of glossy parts that haven't sanded, so I'm just continue to try it, hit it in different directions until, yeah, it looks like all that's gone. Good. Yeah, so that's 400. Wait. Why are you really out of memory? Yeah, alright. I might call it early. No. Yeah, I'll just make the note on the final recording that, you know, it's pretty much the same as on that one. I've recorded most of that arm, so once the sanding's done on this arm, it'll be the same thing. So I'll just put the note more the same on the other arm. Did this. And I'll have to make sure that I offload the memory card by tonight or at some point tomorrow morning. Well, tomorrow at some point, to make sure that I can record at least the sanding and seam line removal of the other arm. Okay, so yeah, seam line seems to be gone. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously the seam line here, but yeah, think all the rest of it's been taken care of. It's good to know. Good to see. All right. So now, I think this one's gonna have to be this kind. Well, yeah, let's do it this way. Yes. And I was trying to say of just sending in one direction, but because of what I'm using here, how I'm doing it, I think I can give myself that little pass right now. Right. I think I can just use regular one. No. I have to keep. Alright. 800. 1,000 grit. Okay, now the 1,200 grip. Just kind of buffing, smoothing, shining up. And yeah, mostly got rid of the pen line, but the part that I was worried about, softened that part up. No, actually, I think that can stay like that. I think this one is pretty much just smooth, so let's just smooth it off this way. Let's use the X-Acto knife too. Make sure it does stay kind of separate. Alright. I think that'll work. Oh yes. Just gonna be doing shining it up. Toothbrush just to kind of get all that done out of the way. Not quite. Let's see if it's see. Yeah, that one's a little bit of pen line, but I'll have to do. see. All right. 600 now. Again, I think. And 800 grit here. Alright. 8. No, 10. Yeah, no. Yeah, this is 10 now. Okay. Make sure I get it into this little crease here. Now 12. And again, try to make sure I'm getting it into that crease. I'm going to scribe that again a bit more right now. Again. 2. Scribing. Trying to get this straight. I felt my hand kind of shifting a bit as I was doing it too. There it goes. Just extra scribing there. Okay. Yeah, let's kind of deal with my fingerprint. Just because, again, it's going to bother me. No one else will see it, but I will, and so I want to handle it. Alright. So that was pretty much done. X8. Again, after kind of the rough parts, the high parts are kind of taken care of. All the rest of these are pretty much just smoothing and buffing. Right, so 1200 grit now. I'm not gonna go the whole extra yard of wet sanding, but that part. Could go the other little bit that's also has my fingerprint, but not. Actually, yeah, it's bothering me enough. Perfectionism. Yeah, it's like, really? I don't know why. Alright. 6. Like this. Again, at this point, it's pretty much just for my own kind of nerves. Conceit. Yeah, conceit, I think, is. Let's admit that to ourselves. Let's be honest with ourselves. I think that's always helpful. It's for my own conceit. Again, it's a perfectionism. It's like, I want it to be perfect, and what's the point? Actually, let's go back to scribing knife just to kind of get any of this dirt out from this little seam, this little crease. Alright. So that's done. Panel. No, it's panel lining time. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Looks like it'll probably be ending a little early today. Right. essentially an eraser. Alright, so there we go. Actually, yeah, let's kind of give it an extra clean, get any of the extra dust off. Just kind of rescribe that. It's not helpful. Goes. All right. I mean, I've heard of doing that. I just never really thought of doing it myself. May actually have to get those scribers. Heard of, kind of rescribing a lot of the panel lines just to kind of deepen them. And figured might do that here. But yeah, kind of worked out. So, yeah, alright. Now that's done. Again, this panel line's still there. This one's pretty much mostly gone. Tops of the shoulders still definitely there. But okay, so needs the lower chest. Alright, so progress today. We've got right arm kind of glued up and setting. Did the final kind of sanding and panel lining on the left arm, and that looks pretty good. Again, it's got the little marks. Actually, I don't know why I panel lined. If I'm going to be painting, why am I panel lining now? That's silly of me. Oh well, I'll figure it out. Anyway, I'll do the panel lining again later, but I want to do it now just to get it, I guess. And yeah, a little early, but I think I will call it night. Where am I? I have something printing on my 3D printer as well. How's that? Still about an hour left on that. Anyway, so yeah, again, I got that arm done. Let's see what I didn't want to happen, which is what keeps happening. See, this is what I keep talking about. I want to get different clamps for that. That won't slide around as much. I might kind of take your advice, Bob. Yeah, because that one keeps doing that. Wait. Alright, put you on that one. Yeah, no. What the heck? Alright, you know what? Actually, yeah, let's use the big file. Might have done it. Let's see. This one. Alright. So, yes, I was moving that so I can look at the instructions. So, we've got arms done. So, next will be, actually, well, let's talk myself. Half an hour. Yeah, the hand. Wait, did I? No, okay. Not doing the hand yet. Okay. Did I miss one? Okay, yeah, no. Just a single piece for that lower abs part. Okay. So this thing put the hand on anyway because not really much going on with that hand. Although, well, we'll see. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I don't have another big kind of clasp of that. B23, B24. Yeah, let's just jump into that one now. They're gonna be this one and this one. These two are definitely gonna be that part. Alright. Alright, and then polycap. Which polycap? N. Alright. Probably should have left this on for tomorrow, but oh well. I want to be doing a lot of the sanding tomorrow. Get that out the way. Okay, so that'll be done. 14. And 14. Okay. And 14 and D1. D. C. D. Okay. So lots of number ones. Okay. Use it for all the different hands. Step 2. 3. 3. This one. Step 2. 3. Oh, wait, this is for that other arm. Oh well, whatever. Yeah, get it done, get it out the way. Three. Step 2, step 3. Just buffing it out, making it shiny. Actually, that's right. This one, I was gonna go all 3 because. Alright, so there's that. yeah, this hand is part of that arm. Well, let's just see if it still fits because of how I did this. Okay. Alright, so that'll still work. So antenna's coming off. Alright. So got arm, pen line taken care of. And I've got one hand. This. Yeah, let me grab one more clamp. Wait, that's not good. Okay, we'll do that. I'll do the sanding of this part, as you mentioned before, Bob, just to kind of rough it up. Today's progress. I'm going to be taking a picture a little later. So, anyway, that I guess calls it for today. Yeah, a little upset that kind of camera ran out, but I've got the idea and plan for when I'm going to do that. Bob, thanks for having joined me. It was great having you, seeing you again. Definitely, we'll try to be back on tomorrow. I don't believe anything's going to get in the way, but, you know, I'm not going to kind of promise myself. I'm not going to beat myself up too much about it either if I don't. But the intention is to stream tomorrow as well, kind of finish up that arm since I should be kind of finished by then. That should be set by then. Same with the shoulder, so I get that out the way. Guess I'll do like today. I will start in on the kind of snapping together and gluing so that I can leave it kind of set for next week. It's saying doing both legs at the same time, so probably am going to need to see about getting extra clamps. I'll have to see if Dad had any clamps in the garage, but I need to get into the garage to do that, so I'll probably just go buy a set. But yeah, that's the idea. I'll leave that tomorrow, see how much I get done. I may just do one leg at a time, actually. 1, 2, the foot. Okay, yeah, foot doesn't need it, but leg probably will. That knee joint with the extra kind of support for the sniper rifle. Ah, 2 feet. Okay, yeah, so it looks like I will have to be doing it that way. So yeah, I'll do one leg. It looks like 2 feet, one leg, and then do the other leg next Saturday from the looks of it. And then next Sunday, the skirt and maybe the backpack. We'll have to see. Doesn't look like there'll be too much need for the glue on the backpack. I'll be using this part for that. Excuse me. So yeah, that looks like to be the plan. All right. Again, Lord Bob, thank you for kind of being on here, and hopefully I can see you tomorrow. If you don't, not a problem. Feel free to join when you can. Actually, why was I kind of talking? Anyway, again, thanks for being on, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, sorry, Govin. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, I'll be back in tomorrow, 9 to 11. Thanks for joining.